Welcome to Season 5. Support for the BowHunterPlanet podcast is presented by Dead Downwind, Tinks, Shadow Hunter Blinds, Burris Optics, Dead Ringer, The Grind, Bomar Archery, Element Outdoors, Reveal Cellular Camera, HHA and HHA USA, Black Eagle Arrows. Additional support provided by Deer Camp Coffee and Yeti Coolers.
Hey everyone, welcome to the BowHunterPlanet podcast. Myself, Tim Mazarana. We got Jay the Dumas with us today, Jamie Noteboom, and Kevin Conlin, and a special guest for us today, which we always love to have on, Jules McQueen from CarbonTV. Jules, how's it going?
Oh, wonderful as always. Another day in the life.
I love it. I love it. It's been quite a season. I mean, last year was, a learning curve, I think, for a lot of companies with, COVID hitting and everything like that. You guys made some huge strides, in regards to your platform and adding shows and the content that you guys are providing. How's CarbonTV been doing over the last year or so?
It's been great, actually. And it was kind of a challenging year, for different people in different ways. And we do recognize that. But we thrived last year. We didn't just survive. We really did well. And more people were staying home, streaming content. And we kind of pivoted with that, and we began creating playlists for people who had specific things that they were looking for. If your kids were staying home, whatever it was, we were actually actively creating a better user experience. So streaming numbers went up. More and more people have decided to air their content with us because, as we all know, censorship is a really big thing happening right now. And as I always say, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. And we celebrate outdoor content. So it was a fabulous year for us.
That is awesome. We love the platform that you guys are putting out, and the content that you're providing for the outdoor industry in all facets, right? It's not just bow hunting, it's every facet of outdoors, which is absolutely awesome. And I'm glad you said it, because that was one of the things I was going to bring up a little bit later, but the whole censorship aspect of what's going on there right now. With our industry and what we do, I mean, we're heavily social media based, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, the whole bit. The evolution that we've seen over the last 2 or 3 years, and it's been ramping up. So, I mean, it started several years ago, and it just becomes worse and worse as time goes on. Even TikTok nowadays, they will cancel your TikTok video in a second if it sounds like, or what it feels like, as one person complains about it.
Right. I know.
So I think that is absolutely awesome that you guys are providing that platform for the outdoor industry just in general, because it's a huge part, I think, about everybody within everybody's life. Getting outside, seeing the outdoors, looking up at the sky. I think everybody can relate to that, which I think is absolutely awesome. So in regards to the platform and content and streaming numbers that you're receiving, what's been the most popular thing for you guys now?
So one of the really popular things right now is the live crush cam. I mean, people watch that thing. They name the deer. We actually caught 3 different bucks shedding their antlers on the live camera last week, which is really cool. It's so cool. And it's the feeder is on Lee and Tiffany's place in Iowa, and nobody hunts at the feeder. So it's, safe for everyone to watch, even if you're, not into hunting. We make it really safe for them, but there's really big deer, and they come into this feeder, and you get to watch them in their natural environment. So a lot of people stream it for their kids when their kids have a break from school. And then, so we get the deer shedding their antlers. Oh, and we caught a cat catching blue jays off the feeder. It was amazing.
That's so cool. A cat catching a blue jay?
Yeah, so it's like
awesome.
A barn cat or something that hides under the feeder, and then the blue jays land to eat, and the thing just like rare and grabs it and kills them, and it's amazing. But it's just like barn cat. So that one's really popular. But then some of the other shows, that are popular right now, I mean, we've had a lot come over that brought a fan base with them. So a lot of the network shows are, coming over to Carbon TV. They're bringing their viewers who've been watching them on the networks, for years and years. Jana is now exclusive with Carbon, so that's really cool.
It is exciting.
Yeah. So a lot of really good, and then a lot of new shows coming out. A lot of really cool stuff. It's exciting to see people being so creative and really stepping up their game on this content creation and, showcasing the outdoors. And I mean, how lucky are we to be able to put that out there for everyone to watch for free? It's kind of cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I love about Carbon TV is the variety, right? I mean, it doesn't matter what you're into. If you're into noodling, you guys have noodling on there. If you like gun hunting, you got gun hunting, bow hunting. I mean, you name it. And on the live camera, it's kind of funny that you said that because I didn't even realize it, but that's actually where I spend a lot of my time on Carbon TV is on the live crush feeds, and I'll watch the deer myself. And it's kind of like Canadian bowling in a way.
Right.
Like you turn it on, right, and you're just kind of mesmerized by it, where you're ending up like an hour later and you're still watching it for some reason.
Yeah, those deer they have fan clubs. It's crazy, like it's amazing. They actually have legitimate fan clubs, and they name the deer, and people stream that a lot. And we have other really great live cams too. That's not the only one, but that one is very popular.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what's new going on at Carbon TV? You guys have some new stuff going on?
We always have new stuff going on, we like to keep it interesting and always come up with ideas and try to, keep people coming back for different reasons. Obviously, Carbon TV is known as a video streaming platform. We license and distribute tons and tons of video content for the outdoors. But one thing that we were getting a lot of feedback on was everyone loves our podcasts, right? So video podcasts that air on Carbon, they're a huge hit. Everybody loves it because you can kind of like play it and stream it, like throw it on your TV or whatever, but you can walk around and do things and listen to this content. And so we were getting a lot of feedback of people wanting more podcasts. So we actually created a podcast distribution platform built into Carbon TV, and it launched today, like literally 2 hours ago or something.
That is awesome. So people can go on there and it's not just video. You can actually go on there, search for the different podcasts that are on there and play the podcasts.
That's right. Yes. And right now, the only ones that we have streaming on there so far are the ones who are already with Carbon TV. So video podcasts, obviously. Yep. We just are going to literally shift all those over to be available in audio only. And then we are welcoming other podcasts who are looking for more distribution. So, anybody who just has an awesome podcast, it doesn't even have to be outdoors related. I think it's really cool to keep it diverse and welcome people from all walks to come over and distribute their content with us.
That is absolutely awesome. And I'm a big podcast guy, not because of this. Like, I like podcasts because I listen to them myself, and I don't just listen to like the outdoors and archery and that kind of thing. I love being able to go for a walk or lay in bed when I'm just trying to like get that mindset, and just kind of relax from the day and all that kind of stuff. Stick the headphones in and just kind of listen to it. And I think it's just a whole new realm. I mean, you think about podcasts, and I've had this discussion with a couple other people. It's like, it seems like it's old tech, right? It's like, it's basically radio, but it's radio on demand, which makes it a lot more entertaining because I get to choose what I'm listening to and what I want to listen to next, which I think is awesome.
I have to just stop you right there and say, if you are going to bed, trying to find something to like take your mind off of things, you don't want to scroll on social media, we have a sleep and meditation app, right?
I do.
You should be listening to Sleep Stories.
I do. No, absolutely. I absolutely listen to that. And it is one of those things that like kind of just calms your mind down, and you can just kind of relax and ease out of all the pressures from the day and all that kind of stuff. So, this time of year from us is pretty busy, and we go, I mean, even right now, it's about 7:00 at night, and I haven't stopped since about 5:00 this morning. So when this is all over and we're done with, you need those moments where you can just kind of chill and relax. And you guys offer that, and it's absolutely an amazing thing.
So where can you find that on the on your website, or how do we find that sleep?
Yeah, so it's technically a separate company from Carbon TV. So we call it Carbon Unwind. It's a free app It's available iOS and Android. We developed it. It's actually kind of a cool story that I haven't talked a whole lot about, not in this realm. So during COVID, when my Carbon team had to go home and work remote and be in quarantine, we had a lull, right? So pretty much everything went dark. Nobody knew what was going on. And I had this idea. Actually, Autumn and I were sitting together in the office one day talking, and I was telling her how I had fallen asleep to Calm, which is a $2 billion company. It's a sleep app, right? They tell you.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's people's nice voices telling boring stories, and you fall asleep. So I'm like telling her about this. And I said, why hasn't anyone in the outdoor space done this? Because I have a degree in psychology, and the study of ecopsychology is our connection to nature and how it calms us down and makes us feel more connected as humans. So we developed this idea. And then during COVID, during quarantine, I shifted almost the entire CarbonTV team over to work on Unwind. We built it from scratch. We curate all the content ourselves, and we hire voiceover artists and meditation experts. I write a lot of the content myself, but it's really scaling and really growing rapidly. So there's a lot of, and there's kids stuff on there too. So if you have kids,
yes,
and you want them to learn like daily affirmations, right? I write a lot of those too, because it's so crucial that kids literally do daily affirmations. It's this positive energy you have to ingrain in them. And so it's cool. It's a really fun other business. It technically is sister company to CarbonTV, but bringing nature into sleep and meditation. So I'm really proud of it.
Yeah.
Cool.
That hits a chord, I think, with a lot of us, because there is something about going outside, being outside, looking up the big blue sky, and just having that calmness, kind of come over you. There's a concept that we talked about that actually Dave will take credit for, but that we talked about many podcasts ago, probably about 4 seasons ago, called forest bathing, right? Where you go outside and you bathe in the forest, and it brings this peace over you, and it seems extremely silly. Right. It seems like really you have to go out and actually define this as forest bathing and all that kind of stuff. But then I stopped and thought about it for a minute, and I realized that's absolutely what it is. I mean, when I'm outside and I'm relaxing in the outdoors and I'm looking up, whether it's in a ground blind, whether I'm going for a walk or a hike with my kids, or no matter what it is, there is this kind of calming peace that comes over with you when you make that connection with nature.
I'm kind of thinking right now that James has a sleep story playing in his headphones.
So I'm just thinking, right? Dave's not here, so we can talk about him. Yeah. So here's a new idea for you.
Okay.
It's the Scary Story podcast. This guy will not stop.
Anti-sleep story.
He will not stop sending us these scary stories, and he listens to them and he can't sleep. It makes no sense. It's like the exact opposite.
So it's like if you want to have nightmares and you're just kind of feeling a little risky that day, and you're like, you know what? I'd really like to wake up in a cold sweat. I'm going to just listen to first.
I have no idea why he's hooked on these things, and he keeps trying to push them on us, and we're like, I'm not listening to that.
It's funny because we'll start talking just like normal life, and like we'll have a phone call or whatever. He's like, yeah, I haven't been sleeping much lately, having a hard time sleeping. I'm like, well, are you still listening to those scary stories every night? And he's like, well, yeah, but I mean, they're scary and all.
There's someone in his closet.
That's your problem. Right? You have to be in the right mindset, I think.
It's literally the opposite of what I spend my time trying to accomplish.
Yeah, turn down.
That's so funny.
I love it. So go ahead.
I think that's important, though. I know we're kind of getting off topic a little bit with the sister company that she's involved with, but I really think it's important with the overload of stimulants and social media and technology, especially for the younger kids and even us adults, to be able to find some way to unload that and try to get a good night's rest, because it's so important. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to say that's it's not directly related to Carbon. I guess it's a spinoff, and it's kind of going its own direction, but it comes right back to the same type of relief you get when you're in the woods.
Yeah. So, and one of kind of the founding ideas behind it was, I've spent for the past decade tons and tons of time in hunting camps, right? And like, how many times are we listening to the guy snore, right? And
Tim.
it's so annoying.
Those snores, I hate snores.
Right.
Yeah,
so this is a way to literally put your, AirPods in or your headphones and fall asleep. So you shut your phone off, it goes dark, whatever, the story plays, and it just shuts off at the end. It doesn't keep playing or anything. Yeah, I've never made it past 5 minutes. I don't know how any of the stories end. So, yeah,
it's a good idea.
You hear that, Jamie?
No. Well, you're still sleeping by yourself in the other room. Doesn't matter.
I'm allegedly on the snore. I've never heard myself. Right. Never heard myself snore. But allegedly, I'm the snore.
We'll tape it.
So what do you guys have going on? I'm going to interview you for a second. What's new?
That's a great idea.
New with the crew?
So, we're in Michigan, it's wintertime, and, wintertime is a tough time up here. We just kind of, at this point in time in our lives, we've come to the realization that you just got to buckle down and bear it. So a lot of what we're working on is just the digital media content. So we do a lot of the podcasts and that kind of thing this time of year. Because what ends up happening is we have this kind of lull between ATA shows and shoot shows and all that kind of stuff, where it kind of dies down for a little bit in regards to new action, new products coming out and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So we try to play catch up on a lot of the content that we're doing before turkey season comes up. Because when turkey season comes up, we all kind of take a little bit of break for the hunting season for that. And then summer comes around and family and all that kind of stuff. So right now we're doing you're witnessing what we're doing. We like to get the content in our queues so that when the time comes where we have to step away for a little bit, spend some time with our family or spend some time with our hunting buddies out in the field, that we're able to do so. So that's it for us. I mean, There's a lot of kind of cool stuff coming down the road in regards to things that we're working on. But right now in this moment of time, this content, podcast, the different videos that we're doing is really it.
Nice. Dave joined us.
Yeah.
Sorry. Nice to meet you,
just
buddy.
said,
I was just about to tell a scary story.
We talked about your scary stories, but now this thaw is going to bring some shed hunting for me. I'm probably going to go out Sunday. I'm not going to tell anybody exactly where, though.
Ooh, nice.
Stony Creek.
Hey, Tim.
My bad.
Give me a break.
My bad,
Jules,
buddy.
I was going to say, actually, what I was going to talk about tonight before I got interrupted and to walk away was it's interesting to see right now. I'm sure it's the same for you guys, but I feel like there's this huge online push that I've never witnessed before in this industry. And I'm getting calls all over the place about doing stuff. And I'm just like, what is happening right now? And I think it's because of the whole push from, COVID and what's happened, and all these people are joining to learn hunting. And so I feel like a lot more companies, I'm getting calls from companies saying, hey, I saw you on CarbonTV. I mean, it's going nuts. It's just craziness. But I mean, isn't it amazing? I love it.
Jules, we'll cut you in on the deal. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Yeah,
we've been telling people for 10 years, they're finally listening. That's nice.
Right? Yeah, you're right. It is this thing lately where, there's a huge influx of business going on. And there's more and more people spending time outside, and whether they're a hunter or not, there's more people buying hunting licenses, and there's more people exploring their own backyard. So when people can't travel to other states to go hunt, we're seeing this massive amount of people staying close to home, but spending more time outdoors. I think that just from what I've seen, a lot of companies, a lot of brands are doing extremely well right now, which is amazing and such a blessing for our industry. But yeah, I'm hearing that from a lot of different people, that it's busier than ever. Business is great. People are, companies, brands are investing into marketing and spending and bringing more people on board. So yeah, it's a trend, and it's really exciting, and I hope it continues in that direction.
Finally, it's come our way. Digital, let's go.
Well, no, that's exactly what I was going to hit on, Dave, is that I think that's really what kind of this past year has really brought into people's lives, is when you're sitting at home and you have that much time, if you will, to kind of look at things that you're interested in. Digital media has really become the go-to for people to be able to explore their hobbies and their desires that they want to go and do. So we've seen, just within our own company, we've seen a big influx in viewership an adaptation to our platform, regardless of how the industry is doing and how people are finding us now for sponsorships and that kind of thing. But the whole fact that our fan base has expanded through this whole process has been a blessing, just an absolute blessing.
How wonderful. Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that. And, I'm proud of what you guys are doing.
And Carbon TV has helped that.
Yes. Excellent.
I certainly hope so. It's the reason I come to work every day. So if you tell me the opposite, I'm going to have to work more than 20 hours a day, and that's going to be terrible. So, don't tell me that. I like good news. I like to have good feedback and good news coming in. So good. I'm really happy to hear that. And, that's the other thing. If you can ever think of ways that Carbon can branch out, do different stuff, make it better, whatever that is, it's one of the things that I've really enjoyed over the past few years is that a lot of the changes you see us making, it's because people, producers, our partners like you guys, you're telling us what works for you and what doesn't. And I mean, literally you have my cell phone number. Like I can make changes pretty fast, So I just love that this is what this company is and that I get to be personally involved and watching it, shift directions and pivot and do cool stuff. And there's nothing better than when I get on my soapbox and start talking Carbon TV and saying, we literally don't charge people to watch it. It's totally free. It's streaming. It's an OTT network. It's amazing. It's so cool. And we don't censor anyone. As long as it's legal and ethical, I'll pretty much let it go. It's great. And I just hope that it always stays that way. I'm just very, very passionate about lending a platform to people who are creating awesome content. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Well, there's two things in my life that I love. It's sleep and the outdoors. And that's why I love Carbon TV. Because you got both of them covered.
My job here is well, you guys, I mean, that does mean a lot though, to hear, feedback like that you guys are seeing, more companies reaching out to you and that, you're getting those positive benefits. That does mean more than I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah, so if you guys show and you want to get it on there, get a hold of Jules. Her team's got it. That's where you go, man. Carbon TV's been great. I really enjoyed watching it. The shows, I like that you can rate shows. It's very exciting. I think it's a great thing for hunters and outdoors people, I should say, all over the place. There's so many different things on there. It's crazy, but it's definitely, you're right though, about the censorships and things like that. This has been the best thing for hunters, period, because now we have control of it. It's our media. It's not theirs, so it's very, very cool that, you guys can do that. It's really, really impressive. So
yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, I'm very proud of it. I get a lot of, like if somebody is censored online and they get their YouTube channel taken down and they wake up in the morning and all they're gone, right? They've just taken down their Instagram page, whatever it is. People are starting to learn that you just forward it to me. And I mean, I'll reach out and say, how can we help? What can I do? Because that is so rude. They're not doing anything wrong. So, maybe slap their hand if it's something too gruesome and like going to offend people. But I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous. Yeah. So
what was that one? There was that one TikTok video that we had pulled down, and it was something stupid. What was? I
don't want to talk about it. It's so ridiculous. It's not even logical. It's not even logical. There's nothing in the video. It's not even an animal. It's just basically shooting a crossbow. And the problem I have with these companies like TikTok and that is that, so you let's just use that as an example. So I post the video, it's doing really well, right? All of a sudden it's just going ballistic. It's going viral. It's hitting 100,000 views. I'm like, wow, it's going to really, it's going to get 1 million views. This is going to be amazing. Then all of a sudden the boom, this big stamp comes on it, not to community guidelines, removed. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's shooting a crossbow. I mean, for the love of God, I'm just shooting a crossbow. It's not even like it's no weapon. It's not a weapon. A crossbow is not considered a dangerous weapon, even though I'm sure it's a dangerous weapon. I'm just saying, like, they're talking about guns. This is where there's a big mix up. But anyway, so I'm like, what the heck? So I email them, and do their little thing. And like a week later, they're like, oh yeah, you're good. It's unremoved. But the point is it took away the momentum. Oh, yeah. It was literally just this huge skyrocket, which I was excited about because could be a lot of non-hunters seeing it, which is probably who flags it. Right. Mm-hmm. But then I post another video of it, a different type, just playing around, trying to learn TikTok. Right. And it gets censored. I'm like, okay, it's again just a crossbow video. So I add another one of the same video. Like I just reposted it and it's going fine, no issue. The one I went back, said the same thing. They said, no, declined. I'm like, declined? You just opened the other one. What? It's like they don't even talk. It's like you would think they just look through their notes and say, oh, yeah, we already approved one for this guy. So we approve it again.
Jules, I have to apologize. I know how to push Dave's buttons and I did it right there. I wanted to do it for you.
So is it going to be really funny when this episode comes out and I have my team put like a big censored thing across the front of it? Yeah. Like, no, we got to take that down.
Picture of Dave's face with the censor across
very,
the lips.
very offended by that content, guys. Yeah, we can pull that down.
Let's just mute him again.
The amazing thing that I find is that they censor stuff like that. And then some of the stuff they let go on it.
Yeah, like Tim's twerking video has been up there for months. Nobody said a word.
Listen. My twerking videos probably should be censored.
My issue is it's all about what anti-hunter is watching that video right that moment and has the approve, disapprove. That's my issue with it. It's not, there's nothing to a guideline. It's all about how they look at it and criticize it.
It's subjective. That's
personally.
the problem.
Subjecting personal feelings to like, oh, that's a crossbow, that could hurt somebody. Whereas the next guy's like, dude, it's a crossbow. What are you talking about? So disaster.
So Jules, change the subject.
Yeah, come on, Tim. Why you guys get all...
last time you were on our show, you were actually at a hunt camp.
I was, yeah.
So did you have some good success last year?
Yes, I did. I had my best whitetail season ever this past season. I was a little private about it. I didn't post a lot of the pictures or anything, but yeah, I started off whitetail hunting. That was, when I first got into hunting, that was my jam. But then I turned into more of a Western hunter and got into the mule deer and that type of stuff. So I actually had not shot a whitetail in a decade. I mean, it'd been a while. And, I did shoot a deer during archery season here in Michigan.
Awesome.
He was a really old buck, very, very cool. I did post a picture of that one.
Probably a huge 240 in Michigan, I'm sure.
What's that?
Like a huge 160 to 240, in Michigan.
240.
Yes. Yeah. He was a really old deer. I'm not going to say he was huge, but like he was old.
You don't ever see deer huge in Michigan.
Yeah. So I shot 3 old whitetails. I shot 1 in Texas.
Awesome.
I was with Jana hunting with Blake Barnett, who also airs on Carbon. So Jana and I both went down and shot some really nice Texas bucks. And then I shot a really nice deer in Kansas with my rifle. And that was the first whitetail I've taken, with a rifle in a long time. So
that's awesome.
It was so great. Yeah, I forgot how much fun it is to hunt whiteys. It was a fantastic season.
So what do you have coming up this year? Do you have any plans coming up this year?
So definitely turkey season. I might just disappear for months for turkey season. I'm so ready. It's it's time. Like I'm ready for turkey.
Where do you live, by the way?
Michigan.
So,
in Michigan.
So technically, no. I legally live in Montana.
That's
Jana.
right. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm actually flying there tomorrow. So I kind of go back and forth, but I work in Michigan. The Carbon office is here, so I'm here all the time. Like I should just move here.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I get what you're saying about the turkey season because I'm the same way. Yeah. Turkey season is the end of winter for me, and the winter months, and even in Montana. I mean, you have those months that you're just kind of inside. It's kind of drabby out, gray skies. Yeah, we can go ice fishing. Yes, we can go shed hunting and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But there's nothing like the springtime that just kind of cheers you up and makes you happy.
Yes, I know. I'm going tomorrow to Montana. My friend Laura Zara also lives with me and Jana in Montana. She's picking me up. We're going to go shed hunting and hit some hot springs and just take like a Montana weekend.
Awesome.
And then come back here. And then I'll probably hit a few states for turkey season, maybe do some fishing. The huge,
The huge, yeah. No big deal. I travel the U.S. and, fish and hunting, no big deal.
I mean, I work a lot, so when I can bail out of town for a weekend and go be outside and disappear for a while, so great. I mean,
trust me,
work,
we're jealous. We do a lot of Michigan hunting because that's where our roots are. That's where our family is. We have a lot of us, except for Kevin, has full-time jobs, that we do during the day. This is something that we love to do, that we're passionate about, but we all have jobs that kind of support our family and all that kind of stuff. So we get it. It's the dream to be able to get out and kind of do that.
We'll be sure to come someday you guys, summer.
Some days you guys will pay enough of your dues and you can live my life. I'm going to be, let's see, the schedule for this week. I'm going to do some bow fishing. I'm going to do some regular fishing.
Can we mute
some napping?
As the host, can you just mute Kevin right now? Is that possible?
I think I can get that.
Here's what I have. I'm doing full moon yoga on the Venice Beach this weekend.
Did you say full moon yoga?
Yeah.
Don't. Wait,
whoa. Is that what I think it is? And remember, you're in my head. Is that what I think it is?
It's not what you think.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yoga on the beach, and this is going to be the full moon. So.
Yeah, but what's the full moon?
The moon.
Jules is going to censor you.
I mean, yikes! I plead the fifth. I don't know anything. I just know if I had known that Kevin was there, I would have.
What beaches are you going to, Kevin?
I should be on the beach behind him, like on the fall.
Now, maybe not if there's a full moon, though.
Oh, not if
not those kind of beaches.
We could do some bow fishing together.
I thought they were Europe thing.
Is that what they call it? Okay, well.
Kevin, I love you, man.
Yeah. All right, Jules, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been great, as usual. And we'll see. We'll try to come visit in the summer over there because it's not too far from us. So.
I know. How are we never in the same place? Because I'm really not that far from each other.
No, we got to get that worked out. So we'll definitely do that.
You guys totally come here to the Carbon office and do a podcast from here. It's beautiful. Like, I mean, I'm sitting in my office right now, and it's like really.
Shut up! Is that a ping pong table, Dave?
It is.
Dave, we need to talk.
Office
Dave, we need to talk.
And I have my electric bikes in there. I got those back bikes. You can literally ride the bikes around the office. It's amazing.
Our podcast is portable, by the way, so we can just set up shop there.
Yeah,
we might just rent some space, and we're good.
Yeah.
You got any good table tennis players there?
I'm not terrible at it. I feel like when there's like, a stressful day at work and you just need to like, get out of your mind. We literally just go out here and play ping pong.
That's a humble way of saying she'll kick your butt.
Kevin will go light on her on purpose. He was like in some championship stuff.
Right. Well, you guys are always invited.
Like Forrest Gump.
From here.
I used to beat guys at the firehouse with a dustpan.
Shut up.
Yeah, I did.
He's legit with that.
I believe it. Right. Okay, Kevin. When you come over here,
that's going to be it. The goal for this year is Kevin with the dustpan versus
you gotta use
that's it. It's on.
Yes.
Yeah, make something up like a stack of arrows.
Yeah. We'll create a whole trophy and everything. It'll be fun.
I love it. Yeah. Okay, definitely. You guys come here, podcast from here. Kevin and I are gonna play ping pong. It's gonna be amazing.
I love it.
All right.
Thanks, Jules. We'll see you.
Always a pleasure. Take care.